Did an episode of The Simpsons that aired 19 years ago really anticipate the future? In the scene, we see the gate to the 20th Century Fox studios. If you look closely, a detail pops out. A division of the Walt Disney Company. And apparently, the series could not even wait for the next season to poke fun at Donald Trump. On that very day, it even dropped an online video all about him. For more than 3 decades, The Simpsons has entertained families worldwide with offbeat humor, memorable characters, and non-stop chaos. Yet behind the jokes and wild plots, there are moments that feel too plausible to ignore. Again and again, the animated show has presented unlikely things that later happened in real life. Coincidence? Intuition? Or is there some method behind that hit rate? Come along as we unpack The Simpsons' predictions that, by 2025, many consider confirmed. Donald Trump, from yellow animation to the Oval Office chair in 2000, the episode Bart to the Future aired. At first glance, it looked like another zany adventure with the show's usual comic rhythm. However, amid the mayhem there is a quiet beat. Bart glimpses a future in which Lisa Simpson, now an adult, holds the presidency of the United States. Inside the White House, Lisa gathers her staff and acknowledges a massive hole in the public finances inherited from President Trump. As you know, we have inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How big is it, Secretary Van Houten? The reply is blunt. We are broke. The country is broke. At the time, it all sounded like a gag. Trump was not a politician. He was the tycoon of luxury towers, beauty pageants, and television reality shows. Mentioning him as a former president in a cartoon bordered on the absurd, classic random humor the series loved. Then in 2015, Donald Trump launched his presidential bid. Many dismissed it as a publicity stunt, a TV star with no political career reaching the most powerful office in the land. Few believed it, but the campaign grew, built a loyal base, and in 2016, against forecasts and experts, Trump won the election. The shock brought that 16-year-old episode back to mind. The cartoon had placed Trump in the White House long before he set foot in politics. The joke became a headline. Reporters revisited the scene, social media exploded, and the questions arrived. Foresight by the writers or a colossal stroke of luck? And there was an eerie add-on. In the episode after Trump's term, Lisa takes office and has to fix the place. In real life, once Trump's presidency ended, the country experienced another milestone. Kamala Harris became the first female vice president of the United States, standing one step from the presidency. It is not a perfect overlay, but the parallel was enough to reignite the prophecy debate. Another thing the episode nailed was the mood. Lisa's team is tense, the nation is confused and financially squeezed, and everyone wants answers. That atmosphere echoed what many people described during and after Trump's tenure. More than names, the episode captured the spirit of an era, years ahead of time. Some will say pure chance. With hundreds of episodes and thousands of gags, eventually something is bound to land. But choosing Trump and putting him in the top job was a bold swing. That prediction became the go-to reference whenever people discuss The Simpsons' future-telling reputation. It was when the border between fiction and reality blurred, and the audience began to watch the show with new eyes, and the story kept resonating. Trump stayed active, debates about his political role never cooled, and he ultimately became the 45th and the 47th President of the United States. That scene from 2000 stands as cultural proof that sometimes the most improbable idea in a script can materialize. If that happened, what else did the show anticipate? Or what might it be hinting at now? When the mouse met the fox, Disney takes Fox. Let us jump back to 1998, When You Dish Upon a Star. An episode with Hollywood flair, cameos, delicious excess, and showcase gags. In a quick shot, a sign on a building reads, 20th Century Fox, a division of the Walt Disney Company. Disney has just bought 20th Century Fox, a bold move, some would say, almost out of nowhere. On Twitter, of course, people quickly recalled The Simpsons called this acquisition back in the 10th season, about 20 years ago. It was the classic background bit you miss if you blink. Back then, imagining Disney acquiring Fox felt unlikely. Two giants with distinct personalities. Fox associated with edgy shows and blockbusters. Disney synonymous with family entertainment, theme parks and classic animation. Fast forward to 2017. Disney announces the purchase of 21st Century Fox for more than $70 billion. One of the biggest deals in the industry's history. Suddenly, Disney controlled a massive slice of film and television, absorbing catalogs that had belonged to its rival. Once again, The Simpsons showed something that seemed impossible until it happened. The 1998 clip resurfaced, frozen on the frame with the sign. Everything was there, a hint of consolidation and a quiet warning that entertainment would end up in fewer hands. With extra irony, The Simpsons had been born under the Fox umbrella and through the deal joined the Disney family. The characters who mocked Disney's spotless sheen now belonged to Disney itself, a script twist worthy of the show. More than an Easter egg, the scene captured a trend. In the late 1990s, conglomerates still grew in parallel. By 2025, the board looks different. Smaller studios were absorbed, streaming reshaped habits, and companies like Disney grew beyond what anyone imagined. It is not just guessing a purchase. It is almost a scenario read, if expansion continues, the market concentrates. And it did. Today, Disney houses Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, National Geographic, and yes, The Simpsons. Open Disney Plus, and you will find Springfield sharing a shelf with Cinderella and Iron Man. The series, born to satirize big corporations, became part of a global conglomerate without losing its bite. Proof is the short in which the characters lampoon their new bosses, streaming and marketing tricks, reminding us that even when a joke becomes reality, satire still bites. In 2025, the Disney Fox placard remains symbolic. We live surrounded by content controlled by a handful of players, and a hidden sign in an old episode was already pointing that way. No fanfare, no speech, just a detail waiting for the future to arrive. Gaga aloft. From storyboard to Super Bowl halftime in Springfield, the impossible is routine. People plummet and walk away, babies deliver adult lines, and pop divas glide across the sky on wires. Almost none of that happens in reality, until it does. In 2012, Lisa Goes Gaga showed Lady Gaga in Springfield with an electric acrobatic performance. The iconic image, the artist sliding above the crowd suspended by cables, shimmering head to toe with arms outstretched. Jump to 2017. Gaga headlines the Super Bowl halftime show, one of the biggest live spectacles on the planet. She appears atop the stadium, drones sketch the sky, and she leaps, descending on wires toward the stage. The resemblance to the cartoon was recognized instantly. The outfit differed, but the concept, the star flying over the audience, matched strikingly well. Unlike political or corporate calls, this one is about stage language. The bullseye is aesthetic rather than institutional. Even so, the timing is notable. The episode preceded the show by 5 years, and the image stuck so firmly that when it happened for real, the connection was obvious. There is also a subtext. In the plot, Gaga arrives in a dispirited Springfield to recharge the town, encourage expression, and celebrate difference, a message aligned with her public persona, known for giving voice to those who feel on the margins. By 2025, live performances fold in drones, holograms, and moving platforms. Singers are no longer confined to center stage, they can literally occupy the air. That over-the-top sequence from the cartoon ended up feeling like a sketch for staging trends that now dominate mega events. A playful shot aimed at style that landed squarely. Ears everywhere, the joke that opened the surveillance debate. When The Simpsons hit theaters in 2007, audiences came for laughs and big-screen chaos. Mid-plot, Lisa suspects the government is monitoring conversations. Homer shrugs it off. "Oh, Lisa, it is not like the government is listening to everybody." The edit then cuts to a colossal National Security Agency control room, packed with operators in headsets and screens capturing calls, messages, and stray words. It is played for humor, with a warning. There are eyes and ears behind the curtain. At that moment, it felt like comic delirium. Suspicion of surveillance existed, but most people did not imagine anything so broad hitting ordinary citizens. Then, in 2013, Edward Snowden released secret documents revealing mass data collection programs by the NSA itself, phone records, emails, searches, and communications on a global scale. The gag became a symbol of a very real problem. The cartoon had pointed to the specific agency that would later sit at the eye of the storm. That is the show's strength, wrapping dense themes, privacy, the state, control, into simple scenes anyone can grasp. Homer dismisses the threat while the surveillance apparatus exists, invisible to those who do not want to see it. Fast forward to 2025, and the discussion is even more complex. Social networks, search engines, apps, and connected home devices collect data in volumes that 2 decades ago would have sounded like science fiction. Governments and companies hold sensitive information. Privacy has become a central issue of our time. That throwaway movie sequence now fits as a piece of a much larger debate. Laughing at the future and hitting the mark, The Simpsons still makes us laugh with absurd plots and unforgettable characters. But every so often, the show steps through the screen and brushes against what is coming. From presidents and mega mergers to pop aesthetics and digital age dilemmas, Springfield, here and there, seems to dial in its aim. Magic? Probably not. More likely, it is a watchful eye, a read on trends, the nerve to say out loud what many will not even suppose, and one generous dose of chance, of course. So, what do you think? Did we miss any prediction that has already come true? Do you believe The Simpsons has another card up its sleeve for the coming years? Drop your take in the comments. And while you are at it, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.